In this video, I'm going to tell you some more movies that need sequels. Hey, it's me AP, and welcome back to another video. So, more movies that need sequels. We've done one of these videos before on the channel, and I thought it would be cool just to go back into this topic again and discuss some movies that I think need a sequel, that are worthy of a sequel. Worthy. I think some of these are definitely worthy. And look, I know there's tons of movies out there, so this is a select choice. So I've chose this list very carefully. So I hope you all enjoyed the list today, and I'm going to explain my choices. So why not just sit back, grab a brew and enjoy the video. So the first movie I want to discuss in this video is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is a movie that I feel is just really somewhat underappreciated, really, and I feel like it's a movie that there was so much more potential, and there was definitely a franchise there. There was definitely a franchise. I've read the books over the years, but I've recently had like the Audible book as well, and I really enjoyed that. I've not read the second book. I've listened to bits of the radio plays and stuff. I'm sure I've listened to like a bit of the second book, but I just feel like there's definitely more here. We know there's loads of books. There's plenty of material out there to do some sort of sequel here. I feel like this first movie, the cast was great. The story was really enjoyable. I thought it was just a really entertaining movie. It had humor in it. Look, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is very much, it's like a British humor, really British, very just a a comedy movie, but it's just like a certain type of humor, very like satire, like that sort of humor. Am I pronouncing that right? Satire. It's got that sort of style of comedy to this movie. I really enjoyed the movie, the live action movie that came out though. I thought it was fantastic. I felt like there was definitely more potential back then. I felt there was definitely a need for a sequel then. And it's just a shame that they've never made one. So I hope at some point we do get that opportunity to see the sequel to the original first Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie, because it would be absolutely awesome. The next movie I want to discuss is Small Soldiers. Now, look, I really enjoyed this as a kid. I really enjoyed Small Soldiers. I thought it was just a really fun watch as a kid. It was, I had some of the toys as well. It made me buy the toys as a kid, and I think I like Major Chip Hazard and his friend. I can't remember his friend. I had a few of them. I really enjoyed Small Soldiers. I thought it was a really cool movie. And again, it seems like a shame because I remember it being such a big movie at the time. I think a lot of people really liked Small Soldiers. I don't know exactly how much money it made, whether it was a huge success at the box office, but it was a fun movie, really entertaining, and it was a movie for the whole family, Small Soldiers. So it's a movie what I would like to see have a sequel. And if I was going to do a sequel with this, I think it would have to be something of a soft reboot, because I suppose the cast now, and a lot of them cast are a lot older now. Maybe it would seem a bit weird going back revisiting the same characters, but maybe just having the same Small Soldiers with maybe a few new additions, and then they get like put in the hands of some new cast members, and we see a new story, like a soft reboot of the story, but we still maybe see some links to the original movie. But I would really love to see a Small Soldiers sequel at some point, and it's one of those what I hope will happen at some point in the future. Maybe we get a remake of this movie, but I would much prefer to see a sequel, and I think it's a franchise that's definitely got legs. Next up on my list is Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, and I really like this movie. I'm not the biggest horror guy, I'll be honest with you. I'm not like a massive horror guy. I get a bit of a scaredy cat sometimes when I watch some of these horror movies, but Dawn of the Dead, I really do enjoy that movie. I like the original, but I think Zack Snyder's movie is just a great watch, really good watch, and it's one of those, I know probably you wouldn't want to do it with, I think a lot of the cast in the movie died, and I know they got to an island in the end, and then I think they all get killed in like some post-credit scene or something like that. So the cast is all probably dead in this movie. Spoiler warning, spoiler for like a movie that's like over 10, 15 years old. But I would like to see just a vision of, you know, a Zack Snyder sequel to Dawn of the Dead. What is Earth like looking like 20 years on after this original Dawn of the Dead movie? What's happening with the world? I think that would be really interesting. I know he's now doing like this new zombie movie, Army of the Dead, and maybe that is going to be like a spiritual successor in a way. But I really would like to see a Dawn of the Dead sequel, and I think I would love to see it with Zack Snyder as the main guy behind it as well, because he's a fantastic filmmaker. The next movie I want to discuss is Kick-Ass 2, and I feel like Kick-Ass 2 and Kick-Ass 1 are both really good movies, but I think Kick-Ass 2 was just a tiny bit better. And, you know, the story of like Hit Girl and Kick-Ass, we see it's a different take on a superhero movie. It's, you know, it's like your backstreet superheroes, your vigilantes in real time, no superpowers. And that's why it's fun, and it's, you know, the comedy aspect in Kick-Ass as well. There's a lot of humour in it, which I like. Again, it's not a movie that takes itself really seriously, which is cool. But I feel like there's definitely there's something else there. And I know there's been loads of comic books, and there's loads of like a Hit Girl series, and there's tons of different Kick-Ass ones, graphic novels. So I'm sure there's definitely material out there. I know there was rumoured for a few years to be like a Hit Girl spin-off movie, and then there's been rumours of a Kick-Ass 3. Whether we will see it, I feel like it has to happen at some point, because Kick-Ass 1 and 2 were really popular movies, and it just makes sense to just complete the trilogy. Just give us a trilogy. Don't give us a remake. Don't give us a TV show. Just give us a sequel to this movie. Give us some sort of trilogy ending. I know you could say like number 2 is kind of like a big end game, like, you know, like the big bad guy army versus good guy army. That's like the end of it all. But I'm sure there's something left to be told in the Kick-Ass universe, and I think I would really like to see it in Kick-Ass 3, and that's what I want to see. So I want to see that sequel. I want it to see happen at some point in the future. The next movie on my list of more movies that need sequels is Solo, the Han Solo origin movie. And this is probably one of my favourite Star Wars movies. Definitely one of my favourite Disney Star Wars movies in the Disney era of movies. That it's like up there with Rogue One, and I really enjoyed this. I felt like it's for me, Star Wars movies, it is like Star Wars: A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Solo is then behind it. I feel like Solo is just such a good movie. I think, you know, people look at this movie and they don't see Harrison Ford in it, and they didn't like it maybe, and they feel like it was just casting someone else in that role. I understand it. It's like casting someone else in as Luke Skywalker. It's hard to envision someone else in the role because it's such an iconic role, Han Solo. But I really like the guy who played it. It's Alden Ehrenreich. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not even going to say his name. I've said it, but I've failed it already. But let's say his name's Alden. I think that's his first name. He did a pretty good job in that role. He made it his own. It didn't feel like he was doing an impression of Harrison Ford in the role. He was making it his own, and it felt good. I enjoyed his performance as Han Solo. It was this different version, but it still felt like Han Solo in a way. And I just really enjoyed this movie. For me, it sort of like, it felt like, if you can sum up what a classic Star Wars movie is, it's Solo. It feels like it's really takes a lot from what the old movies had, the original trilogy for me. And I feel like that was what was missing from some of the other Star Wars movies. So it was really something that I really enjoyed, and I attached to straight away and really liked. So it's a shame that there's never been any talk of a sequel. I know it didn't do that well at the box office, and that's probably the big reason why a sequel's not been mentioned. Maybe we will in future get to see like a spin-off sequel of like a Lando Calrissian. I have a Lando spin-off movie. Maybe that could be some sort of like a positive out of this. I don't think we'll ever see Solo 2. I just don't think it'll ever happen. I think we might see Solo and that actor Alden in maybe in like some of the TV shows in the future. But it is a shame if they, you know, I don't think it will ever happen personally. I think it just didn't make enough money. I think Disney didn't like the end product. I think there was a lot of trouble behind the scenes when they dropped the two guys who were doing like the Lego movie, and then they brought who was it they brought in? I can't remember. They brought the fantastic legendary director who I can't pronounce his name. I can't remember his name. Look, it was a fun movie, and I really enjoyed it, and I want to see a sequel. The final movie I want to discuss today on my list of more movies that need sequels is The Italian Job. And I'm talking about the Mark Wahlberg Italian Job, not the original. The original is okay, but I think the Mark Wahlberg version of The Italian Job is such a cool movie. It is a movie that is just, I don't know why they've never made a sequel to it. I look at The Italian Job and I look at Fast and the Furious, and I feel like the very sort of like similar timelines come out around the same time, and I felt like they were both like these big ensemble heist like movies, you know, bank robberies and some sort of like, you know, we got DVD robberies, and then we got the other one is like higher stakes than DVDs. But yeah, sure. But I feel like they're both very similar formulas on movie types. But Fast and Furious, we got loads more sequels. The Italian Job, we never got a sequel. And I always heard little things online that they were going to do like an Italian Job sequel. And I think I heard mentions like sometimes it was like called like the Brazilian Job, or like the English Job, or the Dutch Job, or there'll be like some sort of like weird spin-off on the title. But we never got to see it, and I still don't think it's too late. I think even now, if they did an Italian Job sequel, there's something there. I think I feel like there is a franchise there in The Italian Job. I'm surprised that Mark Wahlberg has never went back to that. Maybe it's just a film he didn't enjoy. But we had Jason Statham in that movie as well. Look, that was in his sort of like early days, and now he's become like a huge star himself. Can you imagine the cast now? I mean, it would be absolutely awesome to watch an Italian Job sequel. I would love to see it someday. Hopefully, I still hold that hope that one day we will get to see Italian Job 2. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. But look, I can just keep on hoping that these movies come to be, and Italian Job 2 is one I definitely hope for. If you enjoyed this video today, please do give it a like and check out the rest of my movie related content as well, and let me know your thoughts on this topic. Did you enjoy my more movies that needed sequels? Did you feel like this was a worthy list, or did you feel like some of these should never have sequels? Let me know your thoughts, and let me know what movies you would like to see have sequels. Is there one out there that you've really just enjoyed watching over the years and you feel like there's definitely a story here for a sequel? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching this video today, and I'll see you, as always, next time.